This is a new video on alternative history of the world, and then alternative future. You guys know what it is. I just want to jump to that for like literally 2 hours straight. I'm getting flashbang by an eye, but more on that later, I guess. Maybe, who knows. We're gonna have to go over. I'm gonna go over the events of last episode. Africa decolonized. Um, Japan has a lot of nukes. Germany has a lot of nukes, and America has 8 nukes. That's kind of the main events. Now we did have a lot of tension sparking with this happening. Japanese Turkey getting um a Japanese nuke, and so that led to Poland and um Ukraine getting a nuke from Germany. So you can kind of see where this is going. Now, the only colonies in the world at this point are the British Raj and the French Indochina. That will be changing this episode. I know last episode I said there were no colonies, but I kind of lied. Anyway, so let's go over nuclear fallout. Right here, we have this this area being completely erased. So that is gone. I need to lower the tolerance. So there we go. So that nuclear bomb is gone. That's gonna be very beneficial for uh this country here. And so basically right here, fully habitable now. All the radiation is gone. And over in Indonesia, we have progress on this one as well. Once again, this is gonna be here for a few episodes. There's nothing the world can do with that. Unless it means more, then it might be gone within 2 episodes. But this place had a lot of rain over the episode. Alright, so let's go over nuclear bomb updates. Germany had 90. Now they have 140. Um, Japan had 85. They now have 150 nuclear bombs. America now has 40 nuclear bombs. So America is rising up in the nuclear bomb department. Uh, and finally, Japan has overtaken Germany in total nukes. They have 150 nuclear bombs, and they're going to basically use this to try to leverage Germany. Now, Germany is like, uh, crap. This, Japan has more nukes than us, so that's not good at all. Um, so let's call. All right, let's go for the British Raj. Yeah, it's gonna get plunged into a civil war for the Raj, and we basically have 3 different factions across India. One Pakistan, two uh the southern tealish color here, and then we have basically Burma with Bangladesh and eastern India in real life. So that's not good. Uh, the British are going to try and intervene, but once again, they are at the British over here, same as their allies. And over here, there's nothing. It's just the Raj. And these rebels have hands, and they're going to use them. So we have the Pakistani rebels go all the way down and make a front line around here, around the modern day borders. Um, we have um this place pushing in over here. Now, what is the goal? Pakistan get independence. They want a border around something like this. They want a big Pakistan. Tealish country take over the blue, and then purple just survive and get independence. Now with Japan on your border, that I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but we'll see. Japan's definitely looking into this. Um, so time for more Pakistan name question. Now, if you go over the army sizes here, we can assume the world population of this one is around 5 billion, maybe 4 billion. If you follow modern day analytics around this time. So, assuming we'll say that this is like maybe like 100,000. This is like 80,000, and this is like 85,000, or maybe this is 85,000. This is 50,000. Who knows? Um, we don't really know. So, eventually they take over this, and the fourth, and then India puts up a defensive front line, or the Raj puts up a defensive front line. Then we have this southern country move up, and it's once again what taking lands. And yeah, this is if you know anything about war, you can see who's gonna win, and it's not the Raj. They're fighting a three-front war. Fighting a two-front war is already hell, but you're fighting a three-front war. Like you have to put troops here, here, and here. It's like there's nothing much you can do. But the Raj are gonna try to fight, but this rebellion is going to eventually move up the coast here and meet up with these rebels over here, and they will work together to bring down the Raj. So it's around this time where we know all three of the rebel groups, the Pakistani rebels, the this is basically up to this what this tealish is like an Indian reformist group, and this is a Burmish group. So they're gonna move up here, make a naval invade over here, take all of this panhandle or um whatever this island, whatever that island, whatever that land's called, I don't even know. It's around this time where Britain makes the decision pull everyone out of the remaining coast as you can. So the rebels not wanting to get uh the British involved in this war, they let them take the boats and go up the Suez Canal, which is probably made at this time. Um, and they move up. Basically, basically what happens is, um, basically what happens is the British abandon Raj, and eventually it's going to lead to the collapse of the Raj. Now, so now it's kind of take what land you want. Pakistan is going to get all the way up to here. Uh, the foremost rebels will get everything else, not the entire, not the ocean. So yeah, time to look at a peace treaty for India. Alright, so in the peace treaty we have the reformist group taking over all of main India. Pakistan gets independence, and same as Burma. Um, so now there's one more colony, French Indochina. What do we do with them? Well, they're surrounded by Japan, not Japan. Like they're surrounded by Japan. So, um, it's what so it's like what do they do in this situation? If they get independence, they will almost certainly become a Japanese puppet, and they don't want that. So what they get is they so when they get independence. So this is now an independent country. Right when they get independence, they sign a but they join the Allies. That's what they do. It's the only way for them to get independence, and them not to be Japanesified in terms of government. So basically they are now part of the Allies. I don't really have an alliance map because you can you already know the Allies. You have basically all of mainland Europe, and then Australia, New Zealand, uh, this Brazil, and basically Argentina. Which actually we haven't talked about Brazil for a while. So Brazil is kind of like these two Brazils has kind of been dormant, but it's now no longer dormant now. Up to this point, when the Brazilian Civil War happened, the German Brazil and Japanese Brazil um clashed against each other in the Civil War. They split for North and South. It's time for you can actually still see the colors on the border. Um, well, we're going to have a new war start the between Japanese Brazil and um I don't want to be mean to one of the new nations, but yeah, Paraguay. Paraguay got independence. I think after World War II. I actually don't remember. I know that they were annexed by Brazil. Yeah, they were annexed by Brazil. And then Brazil lost World War II. Yeah, they got independence after World War II, and now they're about to lose. Now they're about to lose it. So Japanese Brazil has been looking for expansion for a while now, and they finally put in to here. But it's at this point where um Argentina is like, nope. If you don't pull your troops out of here, we're declaring war. And Northern Brazil is saying the same, but they fear if they join, then Japan will get involved, and then the Allies will get involved, and then yeah, it's gonna keep getting involved. So, uh, what's gonna happen? Well, they're gonna invade further, and yeah, Argentina doesn't take that. So Argentina declares war. So does its puppet state, and it's it's time for a pushback. So over here, it's they stand no chance now. It's done. Japanese Brazil. Now this is yes, this is a puppet state. So meaning that Japan really should come to their aid in this, but this Japan didn't know about this attack. All they knew is they were gonna expand, which they were fine with, but they didn't really tell Japan everything. So Japan's like, this is your fault, and I would help you, but I'm not really interested in South America anyway. So yeah, you can just die. So yeah, so it's I don't know where the capital is. Probably like right there. I don't know. I don't know where the capital is. Um, so let's go over here and then. So when Brazil, so Argentina goes to Brazil saying, "Yo, Japan isn't helping them. They don't care. Just join this war. They're all in." And Brazil joins the war. Um, this is basically a coalition against Japanese Brazil, and it's um it's very needed at this point. And the Brazilian military, they're still strong. They are still strong. Oh, I deleted the border, and they're going to come crashing down into this nation and especially wiping them out. This nation was not prepared for this attack, and let's get to the peace treaty. All right, so in the peace treaty, Japanese Brazil is directly annexed by Brazil and is now the only Brazil on the map. There's not two anymore, which was very confusing for a little bit. Um, so this is a major win for the Europeans because Japan's influence is just in Asia now. They don't have actually they have influence in Europe a bit, but it's really like it's not really any. Germany influences all of Europe. So how is Japan? How's Japan gonna do this? Well, they add 2 more nuclear bombs to Japanese Turkey's arsenal. This is a very high escalation, and Germany's like, what the hell? So Germany's gonna go over here. All right, there you go. 2 nuclear bombs in Indochina, and this directly threatens the Japanese Isles. All right, so this is going to escalate tensions even more, and um, essentially, um, Japan is now at the point where they want to directly get involved in Europe with Japanese troops. So now what they're gonna do is put Japanese troops inside of Belarus, and Belarus has no problem with this, but all of the surrounding other nations do, including Russia. Uh, they're like, what the hell? What are you doing? Japan's like, I'm just putting my troops in Europe. What's so wrong with that? They say everything is wrong with that. So, what will the world do? Um, Nothing. Just kind of just point out that they know they're not really gonna do anything, and they invade. If they invade Belarus, then Japanese troops would get killed in World War III, and the world didn't want that. Um, so let's go over some like African wars. Africa got independence literally last episode, but there's a few wars that are going to take place. First one being this one. It's literally just to like make the map look better, so it looks better without Equatorial Guinea there. Um, yeah, you guys are done for. All right, be sure. Okay, so that's that done, and that's that war done, and I'll probably do one more war between. I don't really know who. Honestly, nah, I'm gonna sign that war. That war just because it makes a lot map better than I it now. So we will have Iraq asking Iran for its southern part back. They say no. Um, they like, oh, come on. So, um, honestly, just tensions are at an all-time high. Um, something big is coming up, and I think that's where I'm gonna end this episode here. It's probably gonna be a short episode, but honestly, there's not all that much that can really happen, really. Um, something big is on the horizon for episode 10, and it's going to be a massive episode with a big plot twist at the end. So, what I will say though, Japan, um, is starting to have, um, rebels specifically in China, but also in Indonesia that was taken forcefully. Thailand is under their control fully. Um, and this is under their control fully because almost nobody lives there. So there's massive. It's getting way worse now. But I mean, they've always existed. There was always um rebellions in China ever since they annexed them. They were just put down, and then they gave up until recently. Um, that's it. I mean, They've always existed, but it's getting to a point where something big is coming up. So that's the episode. It's probably gonna be a short one. Not many events really happened. So but a lot of events will be taking place next episode.